back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome back to a weekly vlog. This is a weird place to start a weekly vlog, but I figure if I don't start it ever, I'm never going to do it. And I haven't weekly vlogged since before the baby came. So I want to get back in the swing of things. I want to get back into vlogging, and I have read quite a bit this month. I just haven't shared it with you guys. So I figured I would start this off. It is a Monday. I should have taken B-roll when I was out because I just went to Barnes & Noble. But alas, here we are. As you can see, Orion is with me here. So if you hear him moving around, I apologize. But I just wanted to get this video started. Hopefully it'll be entertaining and fun. I am reading a few things right now. I don't have them physically with me, but I will share them with you in just a second once I get his pacifier back in. Okay, so the two books that I'm reading right now are Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'm really enjoying that one. I am probably about 60% of the way through that one, and this one follows a woman named Hannah who is kind of in a crossroads in her life. She has been moving around for years, city to city, hasn't really had like a stable anything, no stable job, no stable home life, and she really wants something different in her life. She moves back to LA, where she's from, to go live with her best friend while she gets on her feet, find a job. And then she goes to a bar one night and meets up with a old fling from her past. She dated him in high school. And then you proceed to follow two different timelines. The timeline where she goes home with Ethan, who is her ex-boyfriend, and how that continues from there. And then the timeline if she hadn't gone home with Ethan and decided to let that relationship go and move on with something different. So far it's really, really good. There are two love interests and in two different timelines. And it's just really, really interesting and intriguing to read. It's very engaging. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. She writes things that are very compelling and easy to want to continue to pick up, so I'm really, really enjoying that one. And then when I was on my way around town today with Orion, I was trying to listen to my audiobook on Scribd, but it wasn't working, so I picked up something that I had on Libby, which is Black Brother by Jewel Parker Rhodes, and this is a middle grade that really centers around racism. You follow a boy named Darius who, at the very beginning of the book, gets called into the principal's office for something that he didn't do, and he ends up getting arrested and taken to jail. And mind you, I believe this kid is in middle school. So you're following that perspective of a young black boy who has they're both mixed, but his brother is very much like white passing, and he's very popular. Everyone seems to love him, but Darius seems to be constantly getting in trouble, constantly being judged, constantly being told that he is a nuisance, he's violent, he's aggressive, the things that most people assume of black individuals in America, it seems. And then he's trying to get revenge on the boy that kind of instigates a lot of the bullying that happens to him. So he wants to learn fencing so that he can beat his biggest competitor in a fencing competition. So it is lighthearted in some ways in regards to the fencing, but it is very sad and hard to read in regards to the racist aspects of this book. But I think that it's very well put together for a middle grade audience. It's very accessible and understandable for younger kids, and I'm really enjoying that one. So it was only a maybe 5 or 6 hour audiobook, so I'm about halfway through. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it exactly today, but I started it and I don't have that much longer on the audiobook through Libby, so I have to finish it up. And I was actually going to read Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, but I was listening to the audiobook on my way around town, and I could not comprehend anything that was happening, so I turned that off. So hopefully I can get to that one, because I only have like 4 days left on the audiobook through Libby, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to get those things done. Those two are not on my bingo TBR, but my last book on my bingo TBR is the Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I'm halfway through that. So far so good. I'll keep you guys updated when I have something fun or exciting to say, but I just figured I would start this off and see how it goes. Okay, friends, I'm gonna talk to you while I dry my pump, because Orion is having a day. He's having a day. I look like a hot mess. This is mom life. Just bear with me here. But I did finish a book, and then I started and got halfway through another one, so I figured I would share that with you guys. So I did finish Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I really enjoyed this one. I don't quite know what I'm feeling about it in regards to rating. I'm either at a 5-star or a 4.5 star, but my thought process is like, if I'm teetering on the edge of like a 4.5, maybe it really isn't a 5-star. But I just continue to think about it as I've sat here for the last couple hours, even as I was reading my other book. Like, I was just like constantly thinking about it because I think that it was just done so well. I loved the dual timelines and how different her life turns out in each timeline, but also how similar they were. And I love how Taylor Jenkins Reid like really brought everything together and made these parallel realities seem so real and authentic. There was one that I liked more than the other. However, that being said, I feel like they were both done really, really well. There was one storyline that I preferred over the other, and I think that's okay. I still really enjoyed the writing. Of course, her writing is fantastic all the way around, so I'm just really glad that I was able to read it. And that was the last book on my actual bingo TBR, but I just remembered because yesterday I was going to sit down to film my February TBR bingo that I didn't actually read my TBR jar pick, which was Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So I decided to pick that up while I was putting the baby to bed, and I got about halfway through that one. It's interesting so far. I wouldn't say that I love it. I don't hate it by any means. It's very atmospheric. It's definitely one of those reads that you could read in the fall, and you can feel the creepy, eerie fall vibes that are attached to the book. But I don't have any like real attachment to the main character. I also feel like the side characters, there's not enough involvement of them for it to feel like a fully fleshed out story. I don't know. I guess I never really realized how much you rely on side characters to help make the story feel real. And it just feels like kind of like one-dimensional at the moment. We're just getting into like the creepiness of this Gallant house and everything that goes along with that. But I don't know, for the most part, I'm just like kind of like languidly going through the story, not really gripped by any one thing or another. So that is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. I'm enjoying it. It's just not like my next favorite or my next best thing. I didn't really explain what this is about. This follows a girl named Olivia who is an orphan, and she is at this like all-girls school. She isn't treated very well. She does not have the ability to speak. She hasn't been able to speak since she was born, and that has created a little bit of hardships for her in regards to like fitting in. And she gets a letter from the Gallant house saying that she belongs there, she's due to come back, and it's from her uncle. But when she gets to Gallant house, it's a mansion, but she finds out that her uncle has been dead over a year, and there's no way that he could have sent the letter. And her cousin, who is really her only remaining relative in this house, is adamant on her not being there. He doesn't want her there. But I think that you kind of realize as the story goes on that the reason that he doesn't want her there is because he's afraid of what's happening to him is going to happen to her, and the house is basically like haunted and cursed. Yeah, it's interesting so far. I don't really know how I feel about it in total, but I'm going to continue to read that one. And then if I have time today, I want to either start Gemina or finish up Black Brother. So I have reading plans. We'll see if that all gets done. I'm going to go upstairs and cross my fingers and hope that Orion is still sleeping because he's been giving me a tough time all day. So we'll see. I'll give you an update when I have one. And then once I'm like able to update you, I'll give you a little haul of what I picked up at Barnes & Noble yesterday. So I will update you guys when I have the chance. Hello, friends. I just figured I would come and update you since my son is quiet and happy in his bassinet right now. So now's the perfect time to get some updates in. But I wanted to let you know that I did finish Gallant last night by V.E. Schwab, and I liked it. It was okay. I think that the best thing about this book is the atmosphere. It's very atmospheric. It's very eerie and like quiet, but it wasn't really the most engaging story I've ever read. I found myself kind of like not paying attention while I was listening to the audiobook and things along those lines. It wasn't bad by any means. It's just comparatively to the things I've read by V.E. Schwab, it wasn't as fast-paced or engaging or entertaining as some of the other books that I've read by her. Oh, yeah? But it was good. I like the writing. Per usual, V.E. Schwab has fantastic writing style. It's just I didn't really fall in love with the story itself. That being said, I have 2 copies. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep both of them or one of them, or any of them at all. I don't really know. But I do love this edition. This is the Owlcrate edition. It's stunning, but I just don't know if we'll ever reread it, and I'm sure somebody else would love to have a signed copy of that. So there's that. And then I just wanted to talk over my plans for my upcoming reading. I'm currently done with my entire TBR bingo for January. However, my February TBR is insane. It's literally insane. It has like many 500 plus page books on it. But there are a few books that I wanted to get done that I'm currently in the middle of, and then I'm just curious to read. So I can't say it. Oh yeah, Black Brother by Joel Parker Rhodes. I am more than halfway done with this one, so I'm gonna try to finish this one up today. I have some errands to run. I'm gonna go to see my father-in-law so they can spend some time with the baby. So I'm gonna finish that one up today. And then this is a 4-hour audiobook, Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna McGuire, the 7th book in the Wayward Children series. If I can finish this one up, that would be great. I do have the audiobook as well, but I did pick this up from the library, so I want to read it. And then for my TBR knockout prompt, mostly words on the cover, which I feel like mostly title on the cover. That's pretty much what this is. It just says Gemina, and then everything else is just colors. So I feel like, bless you, I feel like this works, but it is 600 pages. It is mixed media. The audiobook's only 13 hours, but it's chunky. So if I have time to get through that, I would like to do that. I'm going to try to read it physically because listening to the audiobook by itself is just not working for me. So those are my plans for today. I will keep you guys updated as I read, but I'm going to get him ready and myself ready, and then we're going to go take Bailey outside, and then we're going to head over to my father-in-law's. So those are my updates. I'll check in with you guys later. Thank you. Have a great day.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait.
Hello friends, I just wanted to come on here and give you an update on my reading. Sorry, I'm just checking on Orion. He's sleeping in his car seat right now. We just got home. I had a little bit of a crazy hectic morning because I was supposed to just hang out with Orion this morning while we waited until I was going to drop him off at his mother-in-law's house, or my mother-in-law's house, because she wanted to watch him today. But he ended up waking up with, I think, his pink eye, which really sucks. I feel terrible for him because I don't want him to go through that. But I wasn't able to get seen by a doctor, so I have to go back at 3 o'clock. So my day just kind of got a wrench through, and it's been wild and crazy. But I figured now that he's asleep and I have a little bit of time to give you an update that I would do so. I went and got myself some coffee because I deserve it. I'm telling you, it's been a crazy, crazy day. But I have finished quite a few books since I talked to you last, so I just wanted to come and update you on the books that I have read. So I think I talked to you after I finished Gallant by V.E. Schwab, and I did enjoy that one. I thought that it was fun, fast-paced. It's not my favorite V.E. Schwab book that I have read, but I'm glad that I finally marked it off my list of things I wanted to read last year, so perfect. I also finished Black Brother by Joel Parker Rhodes. I didn't bring it down with me because it's my unhaul pile. Not because I didn't enjoy it. I thought that it was really, really well done, but I just don't see myself rereading it. So that one was good. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It would have gotten a full 5 stars if I cared a little bit more about the sports aspect of this book, which was fencing. I am not personally a sports person in regards to like reading about them in books as detailed as it was. I don't mind like good sports romance or something like that, but there was a lot of descriptions of the actual stance of which they're taking in regards to fencing, and I just got like lost and went over my head a little bit, so it took me out of the story just a bit. But other than that, I really, really appreciated the conversations in here about race and racism and how young Black individuals are treated in today's society and the expectations that they're expected to uphold, but not having the resources and the backing to keep them safe and protected, which I think is really important to talk about, especially for young kids today. I think it's a perfect middle grade for somebody of this age to be learning about things like this in a controlled, well-written book, and I thought that it was just really, really well done. It was sad and very angering at times, but I thought that it was talked about beautifully and handled really well, and I really, really enjoyed it. It takes a different approach to dealing with bullies, which I really appreciated, and I just thought that it was a really well done middle grade book. I really enjoyed that one. I also finished Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna McGuire. I don't own the physical copy, and I borrowed it from the library, so I gave my copy back already. But that one I really enjoyed as well. This one follows Cora, who is a mermaid, and we have met her in several installments of this series already. And she's kind of reeling and recovering from trauma that she's experienced in other doors, in other parallel worlds that she has gone into to help her friends, and she's really struggling with this. She's having nightmares. She wants to get rid of the trauma that she's suffering, and so she makes a decision that really affects her life and well-being, and you follow her journey as she tries to get out of it. I won't really divulge too much because I think it would be spoiling some of the other things that have happened in the series, but I really, really enjoyed this one. I thought it was fun. I thought it was fast-paced. I enjoyed it more than some of the other books in the series for sure, and I'm really glad that I read it. I think that book 1 and 2 in the series are still my favorite, but I still really enjoyed this one, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Orion's waking up, so give me 1 second. Okay, we have a little guest here, so just bear with me if he's making any noise. I apologize, but the other book that I don't own that I read was, bless you, was And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. You are crooked as hell. I'm so sorry. And that one was really, really good. That was a short little novella about a grandfather, his grandson, as well as his son, and the grandfather is suffering from dementia. And so you're kind of inside of his mind as he slowly realizes that he's losing his memories. And it's very sad. It's very heartfelt. It's definitely one of those books that is so short but is a tearjerker. And I really, really enjoyed it. I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. It definitely made me cry, and it was just a powerful, powerful read. So I really enjoyed that one. I think those are all the books that I have read that I don't currently own, but I am also in the middle of some other books that I figured I would share with you. So because my February TBR is so hefty and has so many books over 500 pages, I figured I would get a little bit of a head start on some of the books there. So I picked up Lover Unleashed by J.R. Ward. This is the 9th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I am currently 256 pages into this one, and I'm enjoying it. I think that the switch and the change in tone for this series has been a little bit of an adjustment thing for me, because the first 2 or 3 books were really about the new relationships that we were exploring, and the core plot of the story was the relationship development. However, this series has now become a little bit more plot driven, and we follow a lot of different perspectives from the past relationships that we have already seen and experienced, and I feel like it takes away a little bit from the new blossoming relationships that are happening. However, that being said, I'm still really enjoying it. I think it's going to sit around the same rating as all the rest of the books I have given, which are all 4 stars. But this book follows Pain. I did not hit on my promise. This book follows Pain, who we met in book 8. So I won't really divulge too much about how she is related to the rest of the Black Dagger Brotherhood cast, but she ends up in the 8th book getting a pretty bad injury and requires medical attention, and she ends up falling for her doctor, who we have seen in previous books as well, because he is attached to one of the Black Dagger Brotherhood's wife. She used to work with him. So we've seen him before. We've had a few perspectives from him before, and I really like his character. It's a human doctor and a vampire woman, so that's always an interesting type of dynamic to have, especially to see how these people are going to end up together for the long run. So far, I'm enjoying that one. I think that I will probably finish it up either later on today or tomorrow. And then I'm also 60 pages into Gemina by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I am enjoying this one, but I'm a little confused. Sci-fi is one of those things that kind of goes over my head, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time grasping the information, but so far I'm liking the writing style. The mixed media is always super fun, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get through, even though that book is over 600 pages and it is not on my current TBR. So, well, it's on my physical TBR, but it's not on my February or January TBR, so we shall see. And then I have 3 books that came in book boxes that I wanted to share with you. This clip is so long, but I barely have time to update you guys because I'm constantly doing baby things, so you're just gonna get long clips from me from now on. So my Bell box came in yesterday, and I got 2 books by the same author. Usually Bell box does 2 books by 2 different authors, but this time it was 2 books in a series, and that is The Naked Fisherman and The Lost Fisherman by Jewel E. Ann. That's what the cover looks like if it'll focus. That's what oh my god. Hello? Focus. Don't focus on Orion. Focus on the book. Don't focus on me. Jeez Louise. That's what they look like. They are very pretty. edges are really pretty as well. If it'll focus, for fuck's sake. I don't really know too much about these ones, to be honest with you. I don't know the synopsis. The back doesn't really give you a synopsis, so I have no idea what they're about, but they are relatively short. They're only about 250 pages each, and they are the first 2 books in a series, so I will definitely give these a go at some point. And then I also got my adult fairy loot box, and that is the Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Rachani Chokshi. And the stenciled edges on this are absolutely stunning. Oh my god, focus! Not on him, not on me, on the book. I can't! Anyways, you can kind of see it. It's pretty. I don't know anything about this. I did not read the synopsis when I got it, but it says inside every story is a secret, inside every marriage is a lie. So it sounds good. The actual like really pretty special edition stuff on here is gorgeous, and I'm very excited to give Rachani Chokshi a try. I do own another one of her books, but I have not read them. So we'll get to those ones at some point eventually, someday. But I just figured I would share that with you, and eventually when I have time, I will show you what I picked up at Barnes & Noble. But alas, here we are.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait.
Hello friends, I wanted to come on here and do an Owlcrate unboxing with you. I do not have a reading update, but this did come in the mail, so I wanted to open it up, and then I'm going to sit down and get some reading done. My husband is home, he's watching the baby, so I have a little bit of time to myself, so I'm going to try to knock out some pages. So let me just open this up without cutting myself with the damn knife. That would be nice. Alright, the theme for this month is scales and smoke. Very cute. This is the spoiler card. Let's see. We have a pin flag. Ooh, I feel like they don't put as many pins in boxes anymore. So I have, this is now my 3rd backup pin flag, because I still have one that's not all the way full yet. So that'll be good for whenever we start getting more pins in boxes. But alas. Let's see. What is this? What the hell is this? Oh, there's shoelaces. And then a bat wing, 2 bat wings, so you can put the bat wings on the back of your shoelaces. That's pretty cute. Not going to lie. Maybe not on the back, but on the front. That's pretty cool. My brother will probably love this. He loves things like that to like make his shoes more accessorized. So I'm sure he'll really enjoy this. I like the color of this shoelace as well. And it does have little bats, and it says, I don't know what that says. I'm not even going to pretend like I do know what that says. So we'll put it back in here. A lot of the stuff that I get in Owlcrate Junior boxes, I give to my siblings because they really enjoy things that come in the boxes, whereas I don't tend to use them as much. But it's a good thing about having young siblings. What is this? I have no idea what this is. It looks like maybe a dart or something. I'll have to look at the spoiler card. I have no idea what that is. Sculpt your, oh, it's for this. Okay, that makes more sense. It's a sculpt your own dragon clay kit. It's an oven baked clay kit, and you sculpt your own dragon eggs. That's pretty cute. This kit includes 4 color blocks, an oven baked clay, and instructions. So that's what that's for. Again, I'm sure they'll enjoy that. Speaking of pins, that's probably what this is here. Let's see. Yes, it is. It is a pin. And it says, Heroes of Haven Song, made for you by Jane Mount. That's what it looks like. That is very cute. We have a big box here. It's very light though. So let's see. It says, in collaboration with artist Andrew Kolb. We've taken a page out of your favorite books and brought them to life in this 4-part limited edition bookworm bowl collection. Each bowl is in this set pays tribute to different books or series beloved by Owlcrate Junior community. This is a fantastic bowl. This fantastic bowl was inspired by the funny and fierce cast of characters from the Wings of Fire series. I wonder what kind of bowl it is because it's light. Oh, it's like one of those thick plastics. Like, this is perfect for like cereal or something. It says, 3 moons are you eating again? 3 moons are you eating again? I don't know. Never heard of that before. But I have heard of this series. I just never have read it. I have never read it. What the hell? I can't talk today. But that's cute. There's also a bookmark in here that says, every real story is a never-ending story. This is by Michael Edney. And then the book is Heroes of Havensong, Dragon Boy by Megan Reyes. And the theme for next month is Witches in Training. This book is chunky. It looks like it's going to be a little bit older middle grade and not as young as some of the other books that we've received in boxes. We also have a note from the author and a dragon fruit smoothie bowl, ingredient and instructions. That's really cool. And then recipe notes. That's very cool. Ooh, a magical monthly recipe. So it looks like Owlcrate Junior is starting to do recipes in their boxes. That's really cute. Let's see. Anything underneath the dust jacket? Sometimes they do that. No, just a really beautiful hardcover. The cover is very pretty as well. I like the back. On the back it says, a boy turned dragon, a reluctant dragon rider, a young soldier, a runaway witch, bound together by the fates to save the world and magic itself. This sounds really cute. This says, the world once known as Haven has been torn apart over centuries of conflict, with humans taught to fear all things magical. Dragons driven to near extinction and magic under attack. Now its future rests with 4 children from 4 different lands. Blue, a stable boy with a strange gift. He believes magic is nothing but bad luck. He has never been chosen for anything until the fates select him to transform into a dragon and fulfill an ancient prophecy. River, trained as a dragon grower to harness the magic of nature, she is crushed with disappointment when she is instead bound to Blue as his rider. Shenley, determined to learn the truth about her father's disappearance, he finds himself serving a power-hungry chandler in the heart of a war against magic, and he must choose where his loyalties lie. And Ren. Magics are a consistent ally to her people. Isolated on Meraki Island, companions they can see, touch, and hear. But when she loses her magic the very night it's awakened, she must set out for enemy territory to get it back. In the start of a lush new epic fantasy series, can these unlikely heroes work together to restore the balance of the fractured world before it's too late? Very cute. That sounds like it's going to be a really fun middle grade series that I'm excited to get around to. Hopefully it has like the same likable vibes as like Nevermore and Amari and the Night Brothers. So we shall see. This one's going to go high on my priority list, I think. But yes, that is everything. Let's take a look at the spoiler card. So the new enamel pin out of 12 was inspired by the book Heroes of Havensong, Dragon Boy. So it looks like they're starting a new series of collections of those ones, so that's really cool. The Dragon Pin Banner, designed by Owlcrate. The Dragon Oven Bake Clay Kit, designed by Owlcrate. The Never Ending Story inspired Luck Dragon Tassel bookmark. And then How to Train Your Dragon inspired shoe accessory set. And then the bowl is inspired by Wings of Fire. Each month of the year, our subscribers will receive a magically monthly recipe to help them develop their culinary skills. That's really cool. Really cool box. I had a really hard time getting through it. I very much apologize. I'm really struggling today. I don't know why, but I'm going to sit down and get some reading done, maybe get some editing done, and I will talk to you guys with an update in a little bit.
Wait for our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore when we can't read the sky. We just sail with the wind that we've got.
Okay, so So I just wanted to give you a quick reading update. I decided to read more of Gemina, and I'm on page 175. I was this close to DNFing it, and then all of a sudden shit hit the fan, and I was like, okay, now I am hooked, and I have to know how it ends. So basically, this one is very similar to the first book, which each book in the series follows different characters, but it's like told through like transcripts of basically their government trying to figure out what happened and how everything came to be what it is. I'm having a cramp in my toe. And so this one follows mainly two like main characters, Nick and Hannah. Hannah is the daughter of the commander of this spaceship that they're on, and Nick is her drug dealer. Basically, he deals what is called dust. I don't really understand it very well, but I know it's drug. But basically what happens is the entire spaceship gets what is the word I'm looking for? Taken over by a group of mercenaries, and it's the two of them trying to survive and also to figure out what the hell is happening and why that they're coming after them. So far it's interesting. I'm very intrigued now. Hannah is basically on the run for her life right now, and it's very intriguing to watch this young teenage girl kick all of these highly trained mercenaries' asses. So, you know, it's not very realistic, but I'm having a great time. So there's that. And then I figured now that I have the time to share with you, I'll share with you what I picked up at Barnes & Noble. So I picked up the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Night and Its Moon by Piper CJ. I saw this in the adult fantasy section, and I loved the sprayed edges. This is published by Bloom, so it is a fantasy romance, but I don't really know too much about it. It just sounded good. It says, wait for me. Farley's just an orphan. At least that's what the church would have the people believe. But beautiful orphan Knox and Fey-touched amorous know better. They are commodities for sale, available for purchase by the highest bidder. So when the madam of a notorious brothel in a faraway city offers a king's ransom to purchase Amaris, Knox ends up taking her place, while Amaris is drawn away to the mountains, home of the mysterious assassins. Even as they take up new lives and identities, Knox and Amaris never forget one thing. They will stop at nothing to reunite. But the threat of war looms overhead, and the two are inevitably swept into conflict between human and fey, magic and mundane. When the strange new alliances, untested powers, and bonds that neither time nor distance can possibly break, the fate of the realms lies in the hands of two orphans and the love they hold for each other. This is the first book in a series, so I'm excited to get around to that. I'm really trying to read more adult fantasy this year, so yeah. Hence, the next book, which is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I don't know too much about this, but I know that Becca's Catch-Up Book Club is working on this series this year, so I figured I would pick it up. And if I have a chance to read it next month, then I will try to, but it's every other month, so I'm hoping that I'll have a chance to catch up with the Catch-Up Book Club. If not, then it'll be a book to add to my list. The next one I picked up is a fantasy romance, and that is Wrath and Rain by Nikki St. Croix. I found this one in the adult fantasy section as well. It says a villain paranormal romance complete series. So this is a bind up of, I believe, let me see. Wrath and Rain is a complete series that includes Ruthless Demon King, Sinful Demon King, and Vengeful Demon King. So 3 books. You can expect lots of tension, action, twists, and hate kissing, and a villain you love to love. Please check the author's website for trick warnings. So, I know it's paranormal romance. I don't really know too much more about it, but I saw the cover and I read the synopsis at Barnes & Noble and I was like, sold. Also, I love a good snake on my covers. I don't know about you, but I think that's fantastic. And then I picked up 2 traditionally published romances by Black authors. The first one being Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin and American Royalty by Tracy Livesay? I don't know. This one follows a rapper and a prince, and it's a kind of like forced proximity, maybe fake dating, I don't really know. And then the Better Than Fiction book is about a young woman who inherits a bookstore from her grandmother, but she doesn't like books, reading, or romance. And Jasper Williams, he's a hopeless romantic, but he's also a best-selling author who writes romance, and he is determined to get this heroine to love romance and books. So I'm excited about those ones. Those are the ones I just recently picked up, and I'm very excited to read them. 2 of them are on my current TBR for February, so hopefully I can get to both of these, but I'm very excited to read those ones. I'm gonna go do some more audiobook listening. I was hoping to finish Lover Unleashed today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to have time. Maybe I'll switch over from Gemina to this one and see how much I can get this done today. We'll see. So yeah, that is my update. I will talk to you guys when I have another update to give you.
We're drowning in doubt, just
Hello friends, I just wanted to come on here and give you a quick update. I apologize about the lighting. It looks real funky in here. I don't really know why. I apologize about that. But I do have an update. Am I in focus? Hello? Okay, I do have an update for you in regards to reading, and then I have an Owlcrate unboxing, so I figured I would share that with you guys. So I am currently still reading Lover Unleashed. I really thought I was going to be done with this by like 2 days ago, but alas, here we are still reading it. I'm on page 384, 41 chapters in, and I'm close to the end. I'm 75% of the way through, and I'm really enjoying this one. You know something is sad is going to happen relatively soon, and I'm really not looking forward to that, but I really like the exploration of characters in this book and the different trials and tribulations that they're going through to keep their relationships working, but also like the core plot-driven backdrop of the story. It involves what they call the Lessening Society. It's basically like fake vampires. They basically turn undead, and they start to like leach the color of their skin. Their hair turns white, but they are basically the main like enemies of the vampires in this world, and they are constantly going out and fighting them. So that's been interesting to watch evolve over the last couple of books. I feel like this one is definitely less plot heavy in that aspect, but I actually prefer that because I don't really care about the Lessening Society in general, but seeing it come into fruition is kind of cool because you also get perspectives every book from the main like bad guy of the Lessening Society in that book. Since it's such a big organization, it's constantly being headed by somebody new and different. So this has definitely been interesting. I'm liking the development between Payne and her doctor, Manny, and seeing their relationship bloom. I like the two characters. I think that they work really well together, and I'm curious to see how they're going to end up being together for the long haul. So there's that. I haven't read anything else other than that, so that's the only update I have. I did want to open this Owlcrate box with you, though. A theme for this month is Conjuring the Fae, and that's what the art looks like. Very simplistic. I like it. The first thing we have here is possibly a pin. We'll see. Yes, it is a pin. This is the new collection that they're doing, Treasured Tomes Collection 1 out of 12. And this is inspired by the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. So, very pretty. We also have, a measuring thingamabob. I guess you wouldn't call it a measuring tape. It's more like, I guess it is a measuring tape, but I'm guessing it's used for like clothing and less like projects around the house. But I still use these quite often for projects around the house because I find them quite useful because they're so small and easy to carry around. But I do have one of those already, but I will definitely use that one. Looks like we have another tote bag. This one, it says, finest selection in the fairy realm. Duarte Greenbrier Booksellers. This is also inspired by the Folk of the Air series. So that's what it looks like. Very cool. We have two relatively large boxes in here. So this one is Flora and Faye Travel Mug, navigating court politics and bargains from dreamy and cunning Fae strangers without coffee. Sounds like an absolute nightmare. Use this travel mug to keep your caffeinated enough to survive the schemes of the Unseelie Court. Officially licensed and inspired by KJ Sutton's Fortuna Sworn series. So very cool. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I have read the first book in that series and really enjoyed it, so I am curious. Ooh, this is pretty. I do like their travel mugs. They're small, but they're really beautiful. Let me take this off so you can see the art underneath. Wow. It says, it can grow from pain and anger, or it can grow from something else. Love, hope. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it has like a silicone top as well. So there's that. And then in this box, we have Court of Dreams display board. This display board is bright enough to rival the City of Starlight. The first acrylic board featuring gorgeous artwork that will transport you right to the depths of Prythian. We've left the second board blank for you to channel your inner Feyre and create your own masterpiece, or use it to jot down notes or your TBR list. Officially licensed, inspired by Sarah J. Maas, of course, the one who wrote this. So we love anything Sarah J. Maas inspired. You know that. Let's see. Wow, that's stunning. It says, Death Incarnate, Night Triumphant, sorry. That's really cool, and it does plug in so you can light it up and you just stand it in here. I don't know what you're supposed to use to write on these, but I'm glad that they gave you a blank one in case you do want to do something with it. I won't because I like it, the fact that it's Sarah J. Maas inspired, but it is cool that they give you the option. We have the information about the book this month. The theme for next month is magic and mischief, and every February box will include a cozy blanket designed by Forensic and Flowers. So there is that. Let's get into the book itself. The book is The Buried and the Bound by Rachelle Hassan. Let me open this up and see what we got. No sprayed edges this time around, which is always disappointing. The Bird and the Bound, bonus content by Rachelle Hassan, exclusively for Owlcrate subscribers. So you just scan the QR code and it'll give you some other stuff. It says you understand the power of all living things, all dead things too. Very cool. And then of course that's the cover. On the back it says come back to the forest. Has some really gorgeous end papers. Very cottagecore, cozy vibes. Love that. Looks like we might have a school setting as well. We also do have some embossing underneath the jacket and on the back as well. It is like one of those like really soft feeling books. It says, "You were all the magic I ever needed." And on the back it says, "The book is the property of that's a lot of B's. Bridget Bishop Memorial Library. Please return to 459 Foxhole Lane, Blackthorn, Massachusetts." And then we also have some art underneath the desk jacket as well. There's that. Giving very winter. I like it. And then it is, of course, signed by the author, and there is a note from the author on the inside. This says, "As the only hedge witch in Blackthorn, Massachusetts, an uncommonly magical place, Aziza El Amin has bargained with wood nymphs, rescued palm-sized fairies from house cats, and banished flesh-eating shadows from the local park. But when a dark entity awakens in the forest outside of town, eroding the boundary between the human world and the fairyland, run-of-the-mill fey mischief turns into outrageous aggression, and the danger to herself and others becomes too great for Aziza to handle alone. Leo Merritt is no stranger to magical catastrophes. He's in love with someone he doesn't remember, thanks to the curse that kicked in on his 16th birthday and ripped away the memories of his true love. A miserable year has passed since then. Desperate for answers, he's making a pact with Aziza. He'll provide much needed backup on the nightly patrols. In exchange, she'll help him break the curse. But when the creature of the woods sets its sights on them, their survival depends on the aid of the mysterious young necromancer they're not certain they can trust. They'll have to work together to eradicate the new threat and take back their hometown, even as it forces them to uncover long bruised secrets and to make devastating sacrifices." Wow, this sounds really, really good. I love a good fae story, so hopefully I can get to this one soon. And let's see what they did to change the actual book itself. I love this new cover way more. That is the original, and this is the new one. So, love that. I'm going to put all of this stuff away. I'm going to go pick up some stuff from my mother-in-law's house, take Orion with me. I have to go grocery shopping. Hopefully I can finish my J.R. Ward book while I'm doing things, and then I will come back to you with my final update on that book. Hi friends, I just wanted to come on here and let you know that I finished a book, finally. I finally finished Lover I wanted to say Unshielded. What the fuck? Lover Unleashed by J.R. Ward. I really enjoyed this one. I think I'm going to give it a 4.5. I haven't been able to run it through CallPile. I'm having an issue with my Google Sheets. I have to figure that out. But 4.5 is what I'm feeling. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like this one had a little bit less stakes, which I liked. Some of the other ones have been like super high stakes, like the person is, you know, like fighting for their life, and this one was just like quieter and like more about the relationship, which I really enjoyed, and it was just a lot less plot heavy. I will say the conflict that happened in here got wrapped up a little too nicely. It would have just been better to like have no violent conflict at all, but that being said, I did enjoy it. I liked it a lot. I think these two characters are great, and J.R. Ward is definitely finding new and interesting ways to keep humans and vampires together in ways that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting one thing that happened, and that was right, but how they handled what happened between the two characters, I wasn't expecting. So that was good. I really enjoyed that. I'm glad that I got that finished. I will try to finish up Gemina before the month is over. It is currently the 29th, so I only have 2 more days. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it, but I can try. And then I'll probably start something else on my TBR just to get another book with a little bit of a head start before we jump into February, because I have so many thick books on there, but we shall see. So I just wanted to give you that update that I'm done. I'm going to go wipe up my makeup. I got 2 videos filmed. I still have 1 more video that I absolutely have to film. And then a few more that if I have time, I will film them this week. If not, then, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's my current update. I will chat with you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some good reading done, but we'll see.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling.
Hello friends, I just wanted to come on here and close out this vlog. If you hear any noises in the background, Orion's in a swing, so that's what that sound is. But I wanted to just close out this vlog, let you know everything that I read. I was going to continue on until I finished, what is this, Gemina? But I figured I'd just pick up a new vlog and start it off from there since it is a Monday. So this is going to be the end of this vlog. I read quite a few books during this week, which is absolutely insane. I didn't realize I read so many. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. One of them was a DNF, but 5 books in a week with a baby, like, I'm proud of myself. So the first book that I finished during this week was Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really enjoyed this one. I ended up settling on a 5-star or a 4.5 star. Ooh, what did I settle on? Yeah, a 4.5. I enjoyed this. I thought it was good. I think that some of the things took me out of the story just a little bit, and therefore I couldn't give it a full 5 stars, but I think that Taylor Jenkins Reid has a wonderful way of writing stories that is so engaging and so compelling that you just can't help but continue to turn the pages. Her writing, I would say she's a little bit more complex, but her writing and like the readability definitely reminds me of like Colleen Hoover, and I just had such a great time with this. I'm so glad that I read it. It's the first book that I read outside of her like Daisy Jones and the Six and Evelyn Hugo world, you know? So I'm really glad that I read this. Thank you to Clint for gifting it to me. It was one of his favorites, and it's definitely now one that I really, really enjoy. And then I finished Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I gave this one a 3-star. It was okay. It just wasn't the best thing that I have ever read. I'm glad that I read it. I love V.E. Schwab's writing. It was very atmospheric and creepy, but it's not an all-time new favorite by any means, but I am glad that I finally picked up her newest release. Then I finished Black Brother by Jewel Parker Rhodes. Again, this is one that I really enjoyed. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. As for a middle grade, I think that it was so fantastically well done. The themes, concepts, and conversations that were talked about in here were spot on and so well explained for a middle grade age range, and I just really, really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend this in the future when talking about books that have these type of topics, and I just think that it was really well done. I will definitely be giving this over to either like maybe a middle school or donating this to the library or something along those lines. That way it can fall into the right hands, but it's not something that I'm gonna keep forever. Then I read Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna McGuire. This is the 7th or 8th book in the series. I don't even remember anymore. I enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 out of 4.5? 4 stars out of 5. Again, this is one of the ones that I really enjoyed out of the series. There has definitely been some that have not been my favorite, but this one I think was really well done. I really liked the conversations in here. I feel like Shauna McGuire really does write in really important conversations into all of her books, no matter how short or long or nonsensical they may be. So I really enjoyed that. I love the representation in these books, and I really liked exploring not so much the world, but the mindset and the inner workings of some of these characters. So really great that I read that one. I just have the newest one now to read in that series before I'm caught up. So far, so good. I also read And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. It was really beautiful, really sad, very gripping. Definitely one that I can highly recommend if you are looking for a short little novella that's going to pull on your heartstrings. Anything that has to do with like older people, you know, losing memories or dying is always something that gets to me, but this one, being as short as it was, having that much emotional impact was absolutely fantastic, and I will definitely do a reread of it in the future. And then I DNF'd Vibe by Liza James. This was a LGBTQI plus female smutty romance. I just wasn't vibing with it. The writing style was just not something that I wanted to read about. It was dealing with a cult, but there was some molestation situations going on in there that I just was not comfy reading. So I DNF'd that. And then I finished Lover Unleashed by J.R. Ward. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed this one. So glad that I read it. I'm excited to move on to book 10 because that is a book that I have been waiting for a long time, following a character that we have met and then he kind of left the world that we live in, and now he's back and he's getting his own story, and I'm so pumped for it. So really excited for that. So glad that I read it. And I think that I will try to continue to buy these books in the mass markets. I don't usually like mass market paperbacks, but this is the only series that I have an exception for. But I do need to return this back to the library, so I can't keep this one, but eventually I'll get my own copy. And the only other book that I'm currently in the middle of like actively reading is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I am currently 175 pages into this one, enjoying it, definitely excited to continue. Like I said when I talked about it earlier, I was on the verge of DNFing it, but now I'm like engaged, and this is going to be my next read. Hopefully I can finish it before February is over. I only have 2 days, so we'll see how that goes, but I am excited to give it a go. Hopefully I end up liking it just as much as book 1. But for 7 days to read this many physical books, as well as a few that I don't own, I'm very proud of myself. It was a great week. I would love to know if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them. Please do let me know. But that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady.